Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Wheat Field. Welcome back to the Wheat Field with your girl Lati here at Tears and Wheat to Roll Show. Well, you sure enough never know what you're going to get. Yes, my Eagles lost. Oh well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. They played a hard fought game. A hard fought game, and comes out, they came up short. 3 points. Can you imagine? Just three. Anywho, that's the way it is. I was definitely going to do a reel of me singing my "We Messed Around and Lost" song, which was the end last verse of "Purple Rain." Really, just a wrong. Uh, uh, y'all don't really want to hear me do it. You don't really want to hear me do it. So I decided to spare the world of my rendition, allow the ghost of Prince Nelson to remain at rest because he'd have rolled over in his grave and come and got me had I did that. But we just decided, you know what, it is what it is. It is a new day, and you know what? It's time to get into some new energy of the week. Father say, bless this nest. Whose nest needs to be blessed? Mine. Mm-hmm. I'm always in for a blessing. I'm eating my pastry too, y'all. It is my little pastry I made. Look, take two croissant rolls like the packs and lay them out flat and put your sweetened mascarpone cheese in there. Whatever spices, if you want to do, you could do orange flavor, you could do whatever, lemon, you could do, it's a variety, right? You just put your extract, your sugar, your mascarpone, and your stuff, and you mix it up, spread it on there, sandwich it between two croissant things, and bake it. That's it. So we're having that, and we're pulling some mindful messages. We just pulled for Facebook, and we got two. We got food, and we got expressing love. Expressing love. Yes, we also got personal journey. Yep. And we got creator of happiness. That's also in there too. Can you see that? Creator of happiness. Yeah, so I thought food and expression of love was kind of cool because it's almost Valentine's Day. And so many people do food as an expression of love. And that right there to me is like the same thing too. I love to cook as an expression of love. I do, to make good stuff. Not only do I like to make it at home because it's like an expression of love for the body and you know what's in it, right? The more we get close back to la 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 la, the more we get back to eating whole food, whole ingredients, stuff that either come from your kitchen or your garden. Yeah, I feel in like garden. It's almost time to start planting seeds like for the gardens and stuff too. So I'm excited. I wish I could plant, but if I did a raised garden bed, I could. But I think I'm gonna be moving soon, so we'll see. It's not personal. People's interactions or opinions of me are really not about me at all. People tend to project their own insecurities or fears onto one another. So when someone speaks unkindly to me, I will remember that they have something going on with them that has nothing to do with me. So maybe you are going to encounter a situation that Father wants you to remember not to take personally. Yeah, that you may run across something or somebody says something nasty to you. It may be a situation where it's like, okay, why are you projecting this on me? That's not even my issue. That's a you thing. Remember, that is a them thing. So that's that. Anything else? Okay. Thank you, Father, for not only the breakfast. Like this. Do you want it upside down? No? Okay. Do you want to look at it now? Okay. Thank you for the leftovers. Thank you for the breakfast. Thank you for every hand that had every hand that brought it to our table. Yes. Every single energy that helped bring it to our table. Thank you. Bless them. Bless them, Father. Yes. Thank you for being with me as we created it. And cooking in the spirit is one of my favorite things to do, y'all. It is. Yeah. Fuel. And what I love about the fuel card, I think the food card and the fuel card work together, because food talks about nutrients and fueling the body. And this right here is the fuel. You need to fuel the body so you can do stuff, right? You can have that energetic input so you can have an energetic output. Anything else? Nope. All right. Do you want to see anything? No? Crack it open? Nope. Okay. Which one? This middle one now. So we talked about how food and fuel work together. Yes. And we were blessing our food, saying thank you so much for it. Just to have leftovers. You know how many people have barely just enough, let alone just to have leftovers for the next day? And I think that's something that's even more endearing. And I'm not a big leftover fan. I'm not. I don't like to eat the same dinner 2 days in a row. I don't, And I recognize that that is a supreme luxury. Yes, for me to have a different dinner every night, even if I make a big thing, because we could cook in a batch, right? And yep, thank you, Father. Like gardening, right? You have all this harvest that you coming in, and then you separate it and compartmentalize it. You know what I mean? And put it away in your storehouse so that you can have fuel later. That's what I feel Father is saying. And that is always a good principle, whether it's with your food, your nourishment that you're bringing in, whether it's your coin, all of that, making sure that you are, one, thankful for your provision, for every mechanism and every energy department that allows you to generate this. So whether we looking at our garden, we thankful for the soil, we thankful for the rain, we thankful for the environment, the stuff that's going on in the air, because it adds to the food. And as we eat that, our bodies have defense. Like, I think about the aloe vera plant, right? When it's in the ground, it takes up properties from its environment, right? And then with it being a natural antimicrobial, antifungal, antibiotic bacterial agent, right? It uses the stuff that's in its environment and takes that into its composition. However, alchemy, whatever's going on in the aloe vera plant, molecular, whatever, but it uses that to help arm itself so that it can have the use of its function. So the viruses and the bacteria and whatever change, and the fungus change, it morphs, right? It's not going to be the same. And with that change, the plant recognizes the change and it changes, it responds in kind, and then therefore we use it, and it's good for our use in the current now, based on the current environment. So think about how you fueling your life, whether it is with nourishment, whether it's with your capital, whether it is energetically, what's coming along to you in this cycle, what you bringing along with you. Because some of it is not fuel, some of it doesn't help you boost yourself up. A lot of this shit just fucking drags and weighs you down. Ah, shit. Get another bite, because this is good, y'all. I'm just saying. Bless this nest. This one. Get focused. Focus on your fuel. Focus on your fuel, Father said. Get focused. All right. To attract what I want, first I get clear on what it is that I desire. What do you want? If you're going to plant a garden, we're going into garden season, we're just going to roll with it. You got to be clear on what you want in your garden. You planting tomatoes, you planting cucumbers, you planting lettuce. What kind of lettuce you going to plant? You're going to plant red leaf lettuce, romaine lettuce, leafy green lettuce. You're going to plant butter lettuce, like what regular head lettuce. What you going to plant? You planting broccoli or you planting cauliflower? You gonna do some snap peas or some long peas? I don't know how to name the peas, but you know what I mean. I know it's more than one type of peas. And green beans, you gonna do snap peas or green beans? We can go there. You know what I mean? What you gonna put in your garden? You gotta get clear on it. I envision it for a minute or more every day. See yourself out there doing it, planting the seeds or getting your ground ready first. First of all, where are you going to put it at? What part of the yard? Is it going to be a raised bed garden, or are you going to put it in the ground? If you put it in the ground, are you going to be able to put something around it to keep the critters out? So the squirrels and the rabbits and shit don't come and eat your stuff up before you get a chance to eat it. Like, you got to survey the land first, and then you got to prepare it, and then you got to, and based on what you envision, what you going to plant, that lets you know where you going to plant it at. And do it need full sun? Do it need to be like on a certain part of the house? Like, which way does your house face? Sometimes you got to get down into the details of them things. Like, you ain't got to have everything planned out perfect to the socks before you start, but you damn sure got to have a detailed vision. Yeah. How I react. What would you do? How would you react? And who would you tell? Picture it all through your continual alignment with your desires. They will begin to flow into your physical reality and divine timing. Yeah. You figure out where you're going to plant it at and get all of that stuff lined up and then get to work on it. It's definitely going to come. It's going to happen. But again, like divine timing, it's not going to be good and ready for eat until X amount of time. So what do we do in the meantime? I guess you gotta hold your vision and know that it's not possible, that it's not personal. Like, I mean, the ground is gonna do what it's gonna do. The rain is gonna do what it's gonna do. You gotta do what you gonna do. You gotta stay on schedule and be consistent with that thing. You gotta water that garden and pluck out the weeds and, tend to it. You gotta tend your life. That's so good, y'all. I hear water your garden. You gotta water it. Yeah. I hear gate. So like the gate that blocks shit out. Because we talked about like how if you plant your garden in the ground, you got to have like a little gate or something to block out the little critters, like the little rabbits and little squirrels, birds come in, pick your, whatever, if you having berries, whatever the case may be, right? And it's not personal. Because if anybody on the block plant a garden, them same squirrels will be all up and down the block and everybody garden and everybody lot. They don't give a damn that it's your lot and this is Mrs. So-and-so's or Mr. So-and-so's garden. So we not going to come over here and mess with their ish. No. If it's open, you ain't got no gate around it, you ain't got no boundary, trust me, it ain't personal. We coming to eat. That's what they said. We coming to eat. Garden over here, maters, lettuce, cucumbers, strawberries. Oh, we coming to eat. Oh, it's lush over here. And somebody done left a gate open? What? Who in the hell left a gate open? Y'all remember that? It's not personal. They gonna come eat. Because you left your gate open. So just make sure you think about what kind of garden you planting, what you putting in it. Does it need to be a raised garden? You need to raise some shit up so they can't get to you? To what? Or do you need to put a whole fucking gate around this bitch? I mean, like a chicken coop gate. Like, keep my eggs safe. Like, I don't know what you putting in there, but I'm just saying you need to put something around you need a boundary, you need a barrier, you need a defense system. Yes. To block some shit out. Because everybody going to be wanting to come and eat off of your shit out your garden. Remember that their reactions and their opinions of you is not your business. They gonna do that shit to any damn body. And you just happen to be the pick of the litter because you close and you look real lush right now. Close proximity, geographic proximity is a whole thing. And what they perceive you to have. Their perception. Again, their perception, what they perceive is their own opinion. And it ain't got shit to do with thee. Not a damn thing. Yeah. Bless that nest. Bless they mess, Ashe. Father say, let's work some magic today. Father say, work some magic. I'm feeling a chop it up session coming on. We got quite a few decks of cards out on the table. We're going to have to chop this up, chop it up, chop it down. Chop it up, get it up and get it out. This one. This. All right. You can manifest your every wish. Yes, you can. You can manifest your every wish. The stars again. Get focused. What you gonna put in your garden? You could plant. You got seeds to plant. Every thought, every wish is a seed. Plant it, and then water those seeds. Water it with your dreams. Bless them. Bless this nest. Every seed that's in there, bless it. That's right. Bless my mess. Ah, yes. I had to get another sip. Anything else in here, Father? No. Father say, man, you can manifest your every wish. Remember to practice self-love, though, again. Staying away from other people's opinion. It's not personal, Father say. So make sure you practice self-love. Because it's not personal. These people will do what they want to do anyway. They're going to do what they want to do. You want this one? Okay. We got the Divine Feminine on the bottom. I am light. Yes. Look at that. We shuffled right on the Cosmic Egg. That's what we split and shuffled. The Cosmic Egg. You can manifest anything that you want to. The Cosmic Egg, I hold the universe within me. I am the force of an ever-expanding love. But I love the Cosmic Egg because it is pure potentiality. It's not, you can do whatever you want. That one. I am a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. I am a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. Yes, beautiful. That is gorgeous. And I love the golden halo around the head. I see the sword up like, I'm ready. The blue scarf around the neck represents the flow to me, just like flowing. And I mean, like with that sword up, that halo, like I'm operating in truth. I'm operating in righteousness. And I defend love, the love of self, I feel, to love self. Remember to practice self-love. Hold on to that, defend that, and put a border up, right? Because you protecting your assets, protecting your resources, protecting what you're growing, all of that stuff is a part of self-love. You have to have boundaries, you know, and be willing to hold those boundaries. And it doesn't matter who it is. This. The Red Goddess. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to life. Laugh at it. We've been seeing laughter come out like to laugh at them ish. Fathers want that. You want anything else in here? No more cards. Turn it over. No. Father been saying for real to laugh at it. Like laughter could be your defense, right? You don't have to be somebody that's like rah 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 rah, I feel, but laughter could be your defense. Like that's funny. Like to be able to look at it, and even if, because I used to say, oh, that's interesting, right? Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Or, you know, kind of way where you not putting no judgment on it. But Father says somebody needs to laugh at some of this fish. Laugh. I got this deck. It's like a conversational deck of cards. It's to deepen the conversation, right? So if you are Valentine's Day coming up, say you are on like a little date or get to know with somebody, and you know sometimes the conversations get dry. They dry up. Like people just, to me in these days, don't know how to have conversation. Either they shy away from deep conversation because it's like, to get to know a person takes effort and time. And you may not be wanting to spend that kind of time to get to know somebody. You might be trying to get right to the, that root, get to talking, instead of coming and talking from a third eye, a crown, or a mind space type of talk where you can connect here. Most people are connecting from down here, from the root level first. You know what I mean? Because that's all what it is. These eyes, based on the root system, saw something and the root said, oh, that looked good, and then it's been talking ever since. Never came up here in the mind and be like, is this something that I want to pursue? Is this somebody that I want to talk to? Or let me try and determine that and discern that. So I feel with you, and yeah, people can end up feeling betrayed, like this 10. Why? Because, and look what's behind that, the Ace of Wands, the Ace. That's either prepared for something, or to me it can be highly lustful. Yeah, yeah. But somebody got an inspiration on something. They got root, got inspiration like to, yeah. And it could leave you feeling like this, wrapped up in your mind. Again, wrapped up, mental conflict, trying to figure out how to come away from some stuff. Should you let some stuff go? What should you let go and what not? Like, what's the truth of it all so that you can process it and move into your next cycle. And do that with success. Do it with success and in a way where you are carefree and lighthearted, but also defensive, holding on to your boundaries, I feel. But again, some people don't know how to have a conversation because they coming from that root chakra space that's going to leave you feeling betrayed every single time. And no, it's not personal because everybody is communicating for the most part. Not everybody, but you know what I'm saying. It's communicating from that superficial level where it's like it's not serious. It's the laughter, playfulness, right? And it's okay, but you have to recognize it and laugh back at it. Like, you really had me up, right? So I like these conversational cards to deepen things. And I use them. Like, you know, if I'm talking to somebody, I pull from one of this deck and ask a question. You know what I mean? Just to see. And I can see how a person is responding back to me, whether they open to deepening the conversation or not. If I ask questions and you answer them, depends on, did you answer me in a full answer or did you blow it off with 2 or 3 words? Did you expound on the conversation, on the question? Did you ask me a question back? Like, did you really deepen, take the opportunity to deepen the conversation? If the answer is no, then I know it's superficial and I get to let that go because I ain't into nothing superficial. It's got to be intentional. It's got to be focused. And if it ain't got no focus or no intention, that's my boundary. Because unfocused with no attention leaves you here, feeling like this. Because it's real surface level, on some wine type shit. Like somebody that just want to offer you the stick. Can a person change simply by deciding to? I think so. I think you are exactly who you decide to be. Right? So if you decide today that I'm not a liar, and you go forth in truth telling and you remain consistent to that, then you tell the truth. You are no longer a liar. Now, some things I can't change. I can't change being an African American woman. I just am. And I'm good with that. I accept that. What flaws do you find easier to accept, yours or your partner's? Now, being a black woman is definitely not a flaw. It's not. But in this society, people view it as a flaw. I mean, we had this whole red pill conversation all the time about, you know, black men and black women and how we get along and how we view each other in terms of value. And that's you know what I mean. I know about that. It is what it is. What's something you once thought was a waste of time, but it turned out to be really valuable? What's something that you thought was a complete waste of time, but it turned out to be valuable? Me is learning how to set boundaries. You know, because people just kind of go off of what they don't like. Oh, I don't like this, or I don't like that. Or don't do this to me, or don't do that. But then they really don't hold a boundary. There's no consequence to somebody having an infraction. You know, and to take the time to get to learn myself, to determine what my boundaries are, to look at my past and be like, okay, this is how these set of actions fared out for you. You need to put a boundary or a protection gate in this space so that your results are different. Like, right, and use those as a learning lesson. Because it wasn't personal. It's personal for me, for my learning. But they came to show me, to teach me what I needed to learn, what I didn't know that I didn't know. And even if I thought I knew it, you know, it was like, is it this? Even though if I thought I knew it, something about what I knew still wasn't right. It wasn't. It was something about it that I still needed to learn. I needed to learn more. I needed to deepen my understanding. The food. So I can go my own way. So you can be free. Beginnings, adventures, opportunities, innocence, positivity, unlimited possibilities, pleasure, passion, thoughtlessness, spontaneity. Holding back. What did I say? Sometimes you have to pull it back. You gotta put in a boundary. When to pull back. When to pull back. When to pull back. When to fall back. Again, if a person is not showing you that they not gonna put no interest in you, they are not gonna, you know, be intentional, be focused. They don't have no focus. They have no plan. They have no, no vision. You need to pull it back. Cause it's bullshit. Page of Pentacles, trash, bullshit, or something new, something meek, something meager, not well planned out. Again, and that's something that you need to pull back on. You need to put a block to that shit, because that's the bullshit. Control, stability, security, conservation, scarcity, or block and change. I don't know if you need to, which one of these is one of these? This one. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands, again, could be energy, passion. I feel passion. That's that root talking. What the Ace of Wands was showing, that can be highly passionate. Like, it could either be prepared, you going off to do something, you ready to do something, you taking action, like, especially with the Knight. But them two together, I feel passion. I feel like somebody just highly lustful, like they saw you and was like, oh shit, they look good. They find shorty fine as fuck, and they just trying to get what just trying to get a little hey, you know what I mean? And that's it. Especially again if they not going deep in no conversation, they ain't trying to get to know you. They hitting you back with this very random, it's not stable, it's not consistent. It's on bullshit. And look what's sitting right here on my chakra deck. Passion. Something that's going to end up being bittersweet. That's that Eight of Swords. Ace of Wands. Highly passionate, but something that's going to make you end up feeling fucked up at the end. Like, because it's not really real. They just trying to get something. It was something that you once thought was a waste of time, but it turned out to be really valuable. That's something for you to answer. I definitely feel like, like I said, determining my boundaries, when it's time to move on. Guilt. Guilt is here. Maybe you're challenged by guilt. Maybe you feel like if I walk away from this shit, then, people going to be looking at me a certain kind of way, or you just going to have a feeling about it. Because, again, self-worth. You got to know that you worth moving away from some shit that don't serve you for some half-ass bullshit. If it's half-ass bullshit, yeah, get some enlightenment on that. You need to see, have something come in to show you that this is not the real. It's not. Perseverance. And I feel Father is pulling it in the reverse. Like, it's not going to persevere, and you know it. Like, you feel it. I feel like you feel it. I feel like you got a knowingness about it. Like, you got a gut feeling, like something in your solar is trying to tell you, like, this shit is not the real. This one. Expansion. Yo, it's in the reverse, yo. Somebody's shit is going backwards. Like, somebody's life is like contraction. Because you pulling along shit that don't belong to you. This one. Yeah, destiny. You holding up your destiny. They can't go. You can't go to your destiny while you still hold. That's what I started with. Fuel. Like, the experiences come to fuel you. Not only the food that you eat, and we talked about, like, how you going to plant your garden. Do you have a vision? What's going to be in it? Your boundaries and your whole setup, that whole nine. But the food and the fuel, you use what you're nourishing yourself, your situations, your experiences, your food itself, what you're eating in your life. What you are putting in fuels you. Now, is it good fuel or bad fuel? Is it just like tanks of shit that you can't use, that you can't convert, that you can't use to for your ascension, that lifts you up, raise you up? If it's that, then it's dragging you down. And everything about you is going to contract. You're going to start losing shit. You're going to start losing stuff because you too heavy. You can't fly with all of that stuff. You can't get to your destiny when, go into the spirit. The spirit is probably talking to you. That's what I was saying. You're having a challenge with the enlightenment. You having a challenge by what the spirit is telling you. Like, you need to let this go because it's not deep. What's something that you thought was a total waste of time, but it turned out to be valuable? When you let this shit go, you will see how valuable it is. It's probably going to turn into a whole bunch of fuelless, experiences that you could use on your walk. But if you don't let it go, because you feel guilty or you got some self-esteem issues and you don't see, is it this one? Prayer. What did I say? Go to the Father, sit in the Spirit and pray, but you're not listening to what they telling you. Because there's something going on with your self-worth and you feel guilty about something. Like guilty about letting it go. Feeling like it's probably like a waste of time. But if you let it go, you will see how valuable that time was spent. Because everything works towards your good. You don't lose nothing. Only way you lose is if you don't take the lesson. And to take the lesson means you got to walk away from it. You got to be willing to let that shit go. This one. Yeah, accept it. Accept that it wasn't for you, but you're not accepting. You're not. You don't want to accept that this shit you feel like it's going to be a big ass waste of time. Dissipating. So you sitting around just doing this. Sitting around. Just holding on, looking, watching time pass you by. And you ain't gonna never come to your soulmate. Or you might think that they are your soulmate. You know they not, but you can't come together with you. You can't get over the guilt. And you got a self-worth issue. It's so good, y'all. Yeah. Anything else on here? Anything else? Anything this one? Okay. Father say we're going to get just a little bit of the encouragement card. This one. Just keep trying. It's all you can do. Keep trying. Maybe you don't feel like you can. Or maybe you feel like you just need to keep trying in this relationship and keep trying to make it work. But Father is saying, I ain't going to say nothing. It's not like, because I can't tell you to do fuck shit. You do what you want to do in your relationship. But when you know that something or an energy is not putting what into you and it's surface level shit, this, Father, is this the card? Yes. Surface level shit is not deep. They don't want to go no deeper with you. They probably don't even want to talk about it. And for some reason you feel guilty. You hold on to it, feeling like you done wasted your time. Like, I gotta stick in it. That's that struggle love shit. And it's not gonna get no better. They don't get better. Only thing they do in struggle love is realize that you're gonna keep accepting the same shit, so you're gonna get the same shit. Basically. Get the same shit. And they don't never, hardly ever. I can't say never to fuck never. You can do whatever you want to. This shit is all recommendations. Bless your nest. Ashe. Bless your nest. Bless my nest. Bless my mess. Okay? Bless my mess so that it turns out to be good for my next. That's what I'm saying. But to go through a situation where you feel like you invested your time in it, and to let it go is like, was that a waste of time? No, it's not. To stay in it is a waste of time. That every moment that you stay, knowing that it's not going to work out, is a waste of time. Getting to the point of realizing that it's not going to that it's not going to work, that's not a waste. That's your lesson. That's your experience. You're supposed to learn that. Now, if you stay in it and cause yourself suffering and pain and grief and continue to affect your own self-worth, that's why Father say practice self-love. You can have anything that you want. You can manifest your own wish. Are you focused? What is it, the dream for your life, for your garden, for your lot that you plan? Like, do you got a person that's supposed to be planting with you in this mofo is eating up all the goddamn food before it even comes to maturity, so y'all can't even get nothing going? Or they don't even want to take the time to learn how to help garden with you? Or do they know how to plant their own garden? Like, what are you coming together with? It's a whole bunch of lessons in that. But if you stay in it past the lesson, then you cause yourself suffering. Right? So, to come away from the suffering and to love on you, and have some gratitude for the fact that you went through it, and then forgive yourself for seeing a relationship that you felt like you was obligated to, you can let it go. And then you will have the ability to create whatever you want. Again, Father say that you can have your every wish. You just got to get focused. Get balanced. Don't allow yourself to continue to stay in some grief ass shit. You don't need to be there. Out of obligation. For what? Forgive yourself for the time that you stayed in it way past the state of maturation. Like, that's what I'm hearing. Like, you could feel when that relationship was mature, like it wasn't going to go nowhere after that. Like, that was as deep as it was going to get. Which wasn't nothing but some surface level shit anyway with the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Wands. It wasn't nothing but lust. Whether it was sex or money or whatever comfort or whatever that you had onto them, that's all that it was. And it's not personal. Because again, those squirrels and birds going to come and eat out of anybody's garden. It's all about proximity, who's close, and who got what they need. And they will roll up on you and they will pick and eat out your garden. They know how to sneak up in there. They know what time, the situation, all that. To sneak up on you and roll up on you to get what you got. And if you got caught up in that, don't have no guilt about it. It's just time to let this shit go. Everybody get caught up on it once a time or two in their life. It's because you needed that lesson. So you called the lesson to your life so that you could learn it. And if you've learned it, then it's time to let it go. Because that's now you causing yourself suffering. And you having some guilt about it. And it's affecting your self-worth. And you actually going to, like I said, everything is going to start to contract. You'll start losing shit. Because you're carrying too much weight. And the more stuff that you lose that's of more value to you is to push you to let the shit that don't serve you go. So that you can move on to your destiny. You can close out the cycle and get into your next phase. Because you can't take that shit with you. And before you know it, if you don't, you will lose everything that you acquire in that cycle. The universe will make you shed and shed and shed until you get down to the point where, like, I gotta let you go, or I'm gonna lose my whole life. It'll take you down to losing your life. Let that self-worth and that guilt get to a certain level. People be ready to cut them lights out because they like, I'm losing everything. Dealing with this supposed love that's out of obligation and it ain't even real. You talking and praying in the spirit, but you don't want to hear what the spirit got to say. You don't want to hear it. Because right now you probably just want what you want. Because that heart or this distortion is all like chaotic and that root be talking. And this right here, issues of the heart, is probably being soothed by the root. Because it ain't deep. You ain't deepening no conversation. It ain't up here. It ain't this. It ain't this. If it ain't up in that third eye and the crown where it could really be like this type of connection, and if it's just coming from here, oh, that shit is not deep. I mean, like, what, 6 inches deep? Like, on the real shit? Because that's how, like, the length of the inside of a vaginal canal is only, like, 6 inches. So while they be thinking that they doing something deep, it ain't deep. It's 6 inches. It's less than half a foot. Come on now. You did an amazing job. Maybe you need to know because that's a challenge, that you did an amazing job. Like, you got through your lesson, or to get through that lesson was tough. And you had to get through it and learn. But now you got to let it go. Because that's the other part of the work, is learning how to let shit go when it no longer serves you. Be a warrior. Get back into your light. Let laughter lead you back. Laughter is a heck of a tool. Instead of just saying, oh, that was interesting, laugh that shit off like that really had me okay. Or this had me fucked up. Really had me like, you thought I was the one to, no. That's what I feel Spirit is saying, like, for you to look at it. Yeah, that's what Spirit say do. Nesting. Somebody probably nesting. Yep, that's what I feel. Anything else, Father? Yes. Yes. Okay. We got empowering question. What's on the top is what gives me joy. What's on the bottom is what does being mean to me. What does it mean to just be? What gives you joy? On the other side, it was how often do I allow myself to experience life? How often do you give yourself permission to experience life? Get a little mix up on these cards. See what we get out. Something to talk about. What was something you thought was a waste of time, but it turned out to be really valuable? I'm telling you. For self, it was my last relationship. I look back like I done wasted how many, but it turned out to be valuable. Like, I used every bit of that experience as content for my life. It cracked my gift way open. I mean, because you talking about a soul contract that put your girl through a dark night of the soul and had some experiences. I was like, to what? And the confidence that I learned, the boundaries and everything that I learned to put into place. What is the most important thing for me in this moment? What I'm saying. That was important. It was highly important because one, it was a soul contract. I needed to fulfill it. Secondly, it taught me so much about myself, where my boundaries was at, what I was willing to accept and what I wasn't, what I was willing to lose and what I wasn't. Like, everything. It showed me so much it showed me who I am. Yeah. And to go through that and to come out, to choose myself, to choose self-love, to choose my family, my children, those that mean the most to me, to what? And it wasn't about nothing that we had already acquired. That wasn't the thing, because that's currency. As long as I flow, it'll flow. Because it comes from the inside out. And to really know that, to be rooted and grounded in it. My whole prayer life is different. My connection to the Spirit is stronger. Like, I am strengthened. I am lightened. I know that I am on my road to my destiny. Like, I had to get through that block. But I couldn't allow myself to sit and suffer. We worked through it in self, in the Spirit, to pull me out, to strengthen me, to ground me. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. And I came out with a rod. You talking about an Ace of Wands rod that said, yeah, I can persevere. I'm prepared for my next cycle. I'm ready to move on. And I know I'm focused. I'm focused. So was it a waste of time? No. It turned out to be one of the most valuable experiences of my life. And it will be the same for you. You will see it on the other side. Because sometimes you can't see it while you're in it. You have to get out and do some reflection to find out what being in it was for. Because that's a lesson. Out here, use the dough. What are those things that make me feel good while I'm doing them? Testifying. Testimony meets the road. Because I know it's other people that's walking that road. And folks need encouragement. What kinds of good and beautiful things am I experiencing in this moment? the ability to share a testimony that hopefully will help somebody. Hopefully somebody's spirit is resonating. And if it be so, then they will do the work that they need to do in order to get to a good space. What does being mean to me? Maybe that's what this whole situation came to you to teach you. What does it mean to just be? What does it mean to get focused? What does it mean to move forward with your life? Like, what does it mean to even be alive? Not to just exist, but to live, I feel. And maybe again with the guilt and the self-worth, maybe you were saying some stuff. Would I be proud of myself if I spoke to other people in the same ways that my thoughts speak to me? How do my thoughts speak to me? Maybe you are having some negative self-thought, like you are taking all of the situation, all of the blame onto self. That's what that guilt card is. You are taking all the blame all onto self. And it's putting in a challenge your self-worth, your ability to love you, to practice self-love. Father say, all of this is not onto you. Like you call, we have lessons come to our life so that we can learn. But once you learn the lesson, it's time to take the next step, to move into the next phase, accept, which is in the reverse. To write this acceptance, accept what it is. And listen to the spirit, because you being told what to do. You just trying to make it happen. You just keep trying and keep trying and keep trying and doing all that you can do, I feel. Or just staying in it, like just trying to make it work. I feel struggle, love. Maybe this person don't even talk nice to you. You know, if you not talking nice to you, they not talking nice to you. Nobody is, you know, I just feel like, you know, it's not deep. You know it's not deep. What's something that you thought was a waste of time, but it turned out to be valuable? Look at this. What are the ways that you show somebody that you attracted to them? Did you lead with lust? Was it lustful? Father's pointing right down to that root. Yeah. What's something you do or believe that some people might consider selfish? We got physical physique down here. That's another card that talks about lustfulness. Maybe it was a certain look that they had. You know, because that's the thing too. We talked about how, especially for guys choosing women, choosing them based off the look, off the aesthetic, and not necessarily what's in their head, what their perspective is, where they coming from a mental place. Because oftentimes we don't take the time to get enough to know each other from a mental place before you jump into something. Before you know it, you getting personal with somebody that ain't really personal with you. It's real superficial. Yeah. What's something you do or believe that some people might consider selfish? I hear ghost. Like maybe when you get pissed, you just get ghost. Like, fuck it, I'm out. And some people might consider that to be selfish, but is it? Do you owe these people an explanation? Not necessarily, especially if it ain't deep. I don't owe you shit. That's what Spirit said. I owe you a damn thing. Maybe you need to go some motherfucker like peace and just deuce out on it and be out. And they be sitting up there like, where the fuck they go? Didn't I tell you on the last time that was the last time? You thought I was bullshitting, and now I'm not. Forgive yourself. Again, we saw forgiveness come out in the chakra cards, and this is the magic card. Forgive yourself. forgive you, and you see she taking a whole bath. Well, she in the tub. Well, look, and I was talking about her garden, and she growing all kind of stuff. She got these tomatoes and stuff growing on these plants. That's just growing. Are you talking about being intentional for you to grow a damn garden in the bathroom? She had to focus on that like that. She playing that out like seriously. But it is what it is, sweet. Sometimes it's just really not deep. It's just not. And the situation has come to show you what deep looks like. Like, this is not it. And now you can see that it ain't it. And you might not want to hear the spirit tell you that it ain't it. But if you don't listen, don't be surprised if you keep losing more and more and more shit. Because when it's shit, it's shit. And it ain't really a whole bunch you can do with it. Flush it. Because it's just shit. Put it in your garden and let that shit fertilize it. Pull back your self-worth. And release the guilt. It is what it is. Again, we all need shit so that we can fertilize it. You got a whole garden you're gonna grow. And you just put that shit in the garden. It's fertilizer. I don't know what else to say. Say this, and I love y'all. I love you, I love you, I love you. I hope you have a miraculous Monday. And it's great, and it's off to a beautiful start. And that, you will get focused on your garden. Clean some shit out. Go survey your yard and figure out where you're going to put it out. Put it about. Yeah, I know you was trying to say something. I don't know what I was trying to say. And we wasn't trying to say the same thing. We wasn't. What did you want to say? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Ashe. Father say, go and survey your lot so that you can figure out where you're going to plot your garden. Take all of that bullshit and use it to fertilize it. To the next now, y'all. Love you. Ashe.